Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I wanted to take you through some new products that I have purchased, also products that I have been sent, and also products that I received at Gen Beauty, and just kind of show you what's new and cool and happening in the world of makeup. And there's some things that I love, some things that I don't like so much. I figured that instead of doing just a huge haul, I would just do this kind of little mini haul with some reviews on the products that I've tried, and then I'm gonna do like a review week at some point and then do more in-depth reviews on other products that I've been trying. Just thought I'd take you through some of the products that I've been loving, and let's get right into it, shall we? There are two palettes that I want to talk about and mention. The first one is the Too Faced Chocolate Bonbons palette. This palette we actually received at Gen Beauty, which I couldn't believe it. It was absolutely incredible. Like the Too Faced booth was literally just handing this out. I was shocked. Anyway, here is the palette in all of its glory. It's absolutely stunning. I don't know if I prefer this to the Chocolate Bar palette because I've been really loving and enjoying using the Chocolate Bar palette, but this one has more cool tone shades, and like many of the Too Faced products, it does smell beautifully of chocolate. It has the really nice slim packaging, and Fleur de Force keeps raving about it, so I had been planning on buying it anyway. So when we received this at Gen Beauty, I was like, oh awesome, that is amazing. So that is fantastic. And then I also wanted to talk about the Tartelette in Bloom palette. I know I haven't talked about this yet because I actually used it for the first time at Gen Beauty. I had bought it like 3 weeks ago and it just sat on my desk for a really long time. But this is the In Bloom palette here. It's the perfect eyeshadow palette for people with green eyes. Obviously, if you don't have green eyes, you can still use it as well, but it's just got the beautiful kind of reddy, maroony undertone shadows. This is the only palette I brought with me to Gen Beauty. So for those of you who are asking about my eyeshadow and my makeup at Gen Beauty, just know that this is the only palette I brought with me. I love every single shadow in this palette. I think right now this is hands down my favorite palette that I have used yet. I definitely want to do some Valentine's Day looks with this, so be on the lookout for that. But I have to say that the formulation of these shadows is way better than the Tartelette palette, which is actually a palette that I had used before and actually got rid of because it was a little bit too chalky for my liking. But they definitely improved the formulation and pigmentation of these shadows, and they're just beautiful. I'm obsessed with this palette. Let's talk about some powders. I'm not going to sit here too long, but I did finally use up the sample size of my Tarte, what's this called? Park Avenue Princess bronzer. So I bought the full size. Love this bronzer. It's one of my favorite shimmery bronzers that I have ever used. It's more shimmery and glowy than the NARS Laguna, so I use it on days where I just really want to have a big bronze glowiness added to my face. I love the packaging. It makes it feel like it's not going to shatter everywhere when you drop it, because if you're like me and drop your makeup all the time, that's a constant fear. Also from Gen Beauty, this was in the swag bag. We got the Benefit Hoola bronzer, which is a bronzer I've never actually used before. The world raves about this, and I've always put off buying it because it's such a small size and it's $36. So I've always been like, well, that's a lot of moolah. But it is a matte bronzer here. I've been using it for the last few days, and I have to say that I actually totally love it. It gives a really natural, bronzy, warm look to the face without looking like you're wearing bronzer. I still think I prefer my Too Faced Milk Chocolate Soleil just because that one's a little bit lighter, just for my very pale skin tone. This one can look a little bit orange if you go too heavy-handed with it. But that being said, I do think that I will love this in the summertime when I'm a little bit darker. I love the Benefit packaging, and I think that if you're looking for a matte bronzer, this is an awesome option, but the Too Faced one is just as good. They have multiple shades, so you get more product, so it's a little bit more worth your money. I picked up this powder on a recommendation from my friend Sam, who is actually starting her own YouTube channel very soon. I'm very excited. She told me to pick up the Hourglass Ethereal Light powder, which is a powder I've been eyeing up for quite a while, but I had never wanted to splurge on because these powders are so expensive. But she said, Lan, this is the magic powder. She calls it the magic powder and says that it just makes your face look flawless and all that. So I mean, I have the powder on my face today, and I do love how it sets the makeup. It's really light. It doesn't control oil throughout the day like it is just a kind of all over glowy powder. If you have pale skin and you're looking for a really gorgeous, just kind of, I don't know, like I guess you would describe it as ethereal. It just kind of puts this little haze over your face of like lit from within glory. It's not a highlighter by any means. I don't really know how to describe it, but I do believe in her magic powder name that she has given it, and I've been loving this powder a lot and using it for the last like week and a half-ish or so. I think it's great. Let's talk about some base products. This is also a Sam recommendation. She uses the Dermalogica Hydrablur primer, and I am not a primer person. You guys know this. I've never found a primer that I really enjoy and would recommend splurging on. I do have very dry skin, so for me, like putting on another layer that's gonna cake up my face, I don't know. primers just haven't worked for me in the past. So she insisted that this one was amazing, and I have been trying it for the last like 2 weeks or so. I have to say it really does beautifully fill in the pores. Like I have really big pores on my nose and also just this kind of cheek area where sometimes the foundation just like sinks in like a sinkhole. So this one does fill in the pores, and it also doesn't leave my skin feeling very dry, which is the problem I've had with other primers. When I put it around my mouth area, it just feels so like sucked of all hydration, and it just hasn't worked for me. But this one is meant to be a moisturizing primer, and that is a thing. Like it does fill in the pores, it does feel moisturizing on my skin, but it does not prolong the longevity of my foundation. Again, that could be my skin, it could be my very dry climate that I live in, but I find that when I use this primer, my foundation actually lasts not as long. It just does not extend the life of my foundation on my face. It'll like crackle a lot sooner than normal. I think that if I'm going to continue using this, I'm just going to keep it to my pore area, because as a primer it does work beautifully in that area, but in terms of longevity, it doesn't really extend the foundation life for me. So at its very expensive price, I would say like grab a tester first and see if it works for you first before taking the plunge. So Jouer is a brand that I've been wanting to try for a very, very long time. For the last like 3 years or so, everyone has raved about their tinted moisturizers and their highlighters, and I've just never taken the plunge on purchasing them because it is expensive with the American dollar. Shipping was expensive to Canada. It was just never something that I really wanted to access because I was like, ugh, whatever, I just can't be bothered to spend the money on it. But they were very generous at Gen Beauty, and I'm so excited that I was finally able to test out some of their products. So at their booth at Gen Beauty, they give you the option of choosing the Luminizing Moisture Tint or the Matte Moisture Tint, and obviously with my dry skin, I went for the Luminizing ones. This is the Jouer Luminizing Moisture Tint. That is what it's called, right? Yes, it is. SPF 20 and oil-free. I absolutely love this product. I've only used it a couple times, but the days that I've used this, it does just give your skin the most beautiful glow. And you guys know that I love my Boscia BB cream, and it just has a different look to it. The Boscia BB cream is more satiny, more skin-like kind of finish on your skin. In comparison to the Boscia one, this one does just give your skin an extremely like glowy finish. Just as long lasting, it feels totally light on the skin. I have the shade Opal in this one. I think it might be a little bit dark. I don't know, I'll have to continue seeing it. But anyway, the hype for the Jouer Moisture Tints is real. I think it's a fabulous product. Another product that they included at Jouer was their Essential Lip Enhancer. Now we were talking to the lady about this one, and she actually says that it has a plumping, healing effect. Like she was going on about the ingredients, and I was like, sweet, I'm sold, it sounds great. And then since my return from Gen Beauty for like a week or so, I have exclusively been using this lip balm, and my lips feel absolutely incredible. You put it on before you go to bed at night and you wake up and your lips do feel luscious and plump. I wouldn't say that it has an enhancing or enlarging effect. It hasn't made my lips feel any bigger than normal, but it is very, very moisturizing. It doesn't leave your lips crackly, and you can use it as a gloss too because it's very glossy. So I've been using it kind of on its own from a day-to-day basis. I think it's a great lip balm. Two mascaras I want to touch on. The Charlotte Tilbury Full Fat Lashes. I don't like it. I think it has a beautiful wand. It does give your eyelashes a really beautiful look, but it's very light and fluttery. For me, I like to have a really thick, totally volumized lash look. I like my lashes to be as thick as possible. And I feel like this mascara was just like light and fairy-like. So for people who don't like the look of a lot of mascara on their lashes, which is not what I'm about, I'm like, give me as much mascara as you can shove on my face, then this is the perfect mascara for you. But I just think for the price of the Charlotte Tilbury products, it should have done a lot more for my lashes. You really have to sit there for a long time and keep going over it with the coat. It's a normal mascara. It just wasn't as volumizing for me. So if you guys like a lighter look, then definitely check this out. But if not, if you like volume like I do, then I would just skip that mascara. The Smashbox X-Rated mascara is one that we got at Gen Beauty as well. It's this guy here. Really cool packaging, but I freaking hate it. Look at the wand. Okay, I'm gonna show you. It has like three, it's like a triangle. Can you see that? I don't know, probably not. It has three kind of rows where the bristles stick out, and I just totally like stabbed my eyeballs repeatedly when I was trying to use this mascara. And then it gives a really spiky effect to the lashes. It didn't like nicely even out the product. It didn't make them look volumized and fluttery. It was just like spiky spokes spoken out in the world. Was not a fan of this mascara. I want to talk about the Charlotte Tilbury Color Chameleons. I've had one of these guys before. I picked one up when I was in Ireland. I can't remember what color I had. I like them. I like the Laura Mercier Caviar Eye Sticks better. The Laura Mercier ones are kind of more creamy, and they're also more long lasting. These ones are not long lasting. You definitely need a primer with these, which when I'm using a cream eyeshadow like quickly on the go for an everyday basis, I don't necessarily want to use a primer. These ones crease up in your eyelids like very quickly, so for the money I was kind of like, meh. But I wanted to talk about this one in particular, the Champagne Diamonds. And you probably won't be able to tell on my hand, but I'm going to swatch it right here for you. If it will focus. Okay, there we go. I don't know if you guys can tell, but there are huge chunky glitter particles in this, and when you put it on your eye, all you can see is like the chunky glitter balling up on your eyeball. You can blend it out with eyeshadow and you don't notice it as much, but for such an expensive cream eyeshadow product, I just, like, it's literally hard. Like, you can feel the glitter particles scratching on you. Not scratching to the point of like pain, but it's just too noticeable for me. There's too many chunky glitters in there for me to justify the price of those. That being said, that Champagne Diamonds one was the only one that I saw those really glittery particles in it. So lastly, for this little haul and review, I have a whole crap ton of liquid lipsticks. There are a lot of new formulas coming out, a lot of new products that I want to talk about, so let's do that. I purchased the Too Faced Melted Chocolate lipsticks because I really like the color of these. I've never purchased anything from their melted line before, but I decided to pick these up since so many people rave about them and love them. I got the shade Chocolate Honey and also Chocolate Cherries. I've just swatched them there for you. So this one here is Chocolate Honey and this one here is Chocolate Cherries. Is it gonna focus? Yes, there we go. Very creamy texture. They don't dry completely matte. They do stay like kind of semi, a little bit glossy. Not even glossy, like they stay satiny. Let's say juicy. They stay juicy on the lips. But here's the thing. First of all, I hate the applicator. Like the sponge applicator, not even that it like grosses me out because there's a lot of other sponge products that I use in the world, but it's just so hard to get a straight line on your lips. You sit there forever trying to apply this, trying not to make bumps all along the way. You just want a straight, crisp line, and it's really hard to do that with these. I also find that when I'm using the sponge applicator, I have to go over it a whole lot to make it completely opaque. So while I love the colors of this, I love the smell. They smell so delicious. They literally, like, it literally smells like chocolate. I'm gonna say that I would stick to my other liquid lipsticks that have like a doe foot applicator because it just makes your life a lot easier, and simply for that reason I would say I'm gonna pass on these ones. But I did purchase them, so I'm gonna continue to use them if I must. Maybe I'll try using them with a lip brush, see if that works out better, but I just feel like when you're spending $25 on a liquid lipstick, I want it to be easy to use, you know? Kathleenlights created a new ultra matte lip with Colourpop. It's the Lumiere 2 shade, this bad boy right here. I love the packaging of the Colourpop liquid lipsticks, and I also freaking love this color. What a fabulous kind of deep mauvey purple shade. It's a lot darker than my beloved Sephora number 13, but I think it's just such a beautiful color. But as I've said in my disappointing products video, I really don't like the Colourpop ultra matte lips. They're very, very drying on my lips. Other people use them and love them. For me, it was just like too over the top drying. That being said, in that video, a lot of you guys told me that they updated their formula. So I did give this one a go. And when I first applied it, it was like, oh my goodness, it was so crackly and drying on my lips. I even posted a Snapchat about it. But then as the hours kind of continued on, it just like, it did that one moment of suction cup drying on the lips, and then it just kind of plateaued and it wasn't really noticeable on the lips anymore. That being said, in comparison to other liquid lipsticks that I use and love, it's just too drying for me, but I really do love this color. I think it is very unique and it's perfectly mauve. It's exactly the kind of shade that I go for, so I think I might play around with this, maybe try putting a gloss over top just to make it work because it is such a beautiful shade. And you really can't beat the price of the Colourpop liquid lipsticks, which is painful. They're literally $5 each. So that's a little bit hard to contend with, but in my opinion, I would just stick to like the Sephora liquid lipsticks or the Ofra liquid lipsticks, which I think just have a better formula. Speaking of Ofra liquid lipsticks, at Gen Beauty, I received the entire line of the Ofra liquid lipsticks. They were so kind and lovely and generous and just literally handed me a bag of every single shade. So if you guys want to see a lip swatch video, then let me know. I have these couple right here. I have a Mocha, the Kathleenlights Havana Nights. This one is Sao Paulo, and then this is Pasadena. Beautiful, cool toned, again, kind of like the mauvey shades that I love. I absolutely love the formula of the Ofra liquid lipsticks. I think they're fabulous. The only reason I haven't purchased more is just because the state of our dollar they are. I think they're either 18 or 20 US dollars. So with our conversion, that's just like way too expensive for Canadians to buy right now, in my opinion. Wait for our dollar to hopefully climb back up a little bit. But that's the only reason I haven't purchased more of them in the past, because I absolutely love the formula. They're fabulous, long lasting, they're not drying on the lips, and they do dry to a really beautiful matte finish. They smell beautiful. They have a very similar smell, that kind of vanilla cupcake smell. It's like the Sephora liquid lipstick smell. I'll swatch this one here for you. It's kind of like a moussey texture when you first apply it, and then it's just so easy to apply. Anyway, this one right here is the shade Pasadena. Arena, beautiful kind of mauvey nude. I'm so excited to have these liquid lipsticks in my life. I feel like I now just have like an endless collection of these ones. I'm very excited. If you're not, I have a very generous pile saved for a giveaway at some point, so be on the lookout for that. Love the Ofra liquid lipsticks. Very excited about these. Finally, the last lipsticks that I want to talk about are again liquid lipsticks, and again they are from Gen Beauty. It's another product that Jouer included in their little giveaway bag, which I think was so nice of them. I have the 4 here. There were also other ones that were shimmery, and I am not down with like the shimmery liquid lipstick life, but these matte ones are absolutely beautiful. I particularly love these 2 colors right here. Actually, I really like that one. I don't know. I have tried these out. They do have a beautiful, beautiful formula. I like the Ofra one better. I just found it easier to apply. This one kind of like it dried faster, so you didn't have as much play time to get that nice crisp line around the lips. That was kind of my only issue, was that it just dried very quickly. So if you're a person on the go and you want your lipstick to dry quick and you don't want to have to fuss about it, then these are perfect. I think the colors are beautiful. The packaging is beautiful. I'm just going to show you this one right here. What shade is this? This is the shade Fraise Bonbon. Fraise. Strawberry Bonbon. We're gonna go with that. Looks like a really beautiful red color. Let's just swatch it here because I actually haven't tried the red one. I'm running out of room to swatch. Oh, you know what? That's kind of sad. It kind of comes out a little bit more pink than it looks in the tube. That one there. I guess a strawberry is kind of more of a pinky red though. So it makes sense with the name. It just looks very deep red in the package, you know? That doesn't really go. Anyway, the nude shades are beautiful. So those are all of the products that I wanted to discuss with you today. These are just some of the products that have been new to my life, and I wanted to give you guys a little quick review on them. And just if you're looking for some new makeup products, hopefully my little opinions and feelings towards them help you in your deciding process. Let me know in the comments down below any videos you guys would like to see from me or specific products that you want me to review, because I am going to be doing a review week very soon. So let me know. Thank you so much for watching this video, everyone, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!